Right, folks, a little bit of advance notice. I mean, it's not much advance notice because it's about tomorrow. But between now and FM20, there's not going to be any more home videos on Sundays. Boo hiss, says the comments section. Remember, in previous years, FM19 has been the first year I've ever done Sunday episodes regularly anyway. And yeah, I winding down a little bit. Is that all right? Not doing 7 days a week. There is still going to be a video tomorrow. It's just not going to be a home video. I'm going to be revealing all about FM20 non-League to Legend stuff. I haven't got any exclusives on the game. I don't think. Perhaps I should tell you I do. I need to get better at clickbait. Hello and welcome to part 204 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our big rivals match, our big derby against Arsenal, plus a game away against title rivals Manchester United. The Premier League, the top of the Premier League, is taking on a rather familiar look. Home, Man City, Man United, Arsenal. I think we're kind of the big four these days. Everyone else kind of drifts around below us. Since you were last with me, form has been very good. Disregard that a little bit. So you can see we played a very rotated team in that game, but we've kind of had to do that quite a lot. We've had a little bit of a mini injury crisis. If we look at our medical centre, most of them are probably fit again now. We know about Slomer from the last episode. Costa broke his leg, so Drame and Mendes have been getting a lot of football. But Ben Young was injured with his injury that had kept him out for a little while. Zupancic was injured. Cristiano was injured. Cirelio was injured. We had a lot of injuries, so we've been playing a very different looking midfield. Radovan Bogarski has been getting a lot of football, and I feel like he's in the process of doing a Mick Powell. He is the tough tackling midfielder we've never really had, and it's awesome. The amount of tackles he wins. The game against, I think it was the game against Manchester City, he absolutely ruined him. Yeah, there you go, man of the match. But the amount of tackles he was making, the amount of interceptions, the amount of running, plus, of course, he scored a goal as well. He was absolutely outstanding in that match. This is a kid playing against one of our major title rivals, and he looked that good. But also, we've been playing another one of our young midfielders who you might not remember. Where is he? Can't even find him. I'm looking for Arsene Diaby. Can anybody see it? There he is. So I think now Slomer's lost his 5-star potential. I think Slomer's kind of dead to me. And my two young midfielders are now Bogarski and Diaby. Diaby's still only 19 years old, already almost as good as Slomer and Bogarski, still with his 5-star potential. And he's played a couple of Premier League games alongside Bogarski, including that one against Manchester City. And again, has played very, very well. Another one who's going to be classed as homegrown at club as well for joining us at aged 18. So lots of positive stuff, but now we're back into the big games. We have got the majority of the injured players back again. So it is a more familiar team that you get to see. So we've got Powell in goal, a back four of Aleph, Juranovic, Lee and Meyer. Zupancic and Cristiano in midfield for the first time in ages. Mira, Drame and Goff behind Thor up front. Everyone is after our players. In fact, Arsenal are after all of our players. What are they thinking? Arsenal are after every single one of our players, it seems. Let's give them a solid beating so that they don't get any silly ideas about being able to sign any of our players. Thor is still scoring for fun. Mira and Goff have slowed down a little bit with their goal-scoring exploits, but Thor still scoring at more than a goal a game in the Premier League. In fact, more than a goal a game in all competitions, I think, because he's been doing it in the Champions League too. So, yeah, Thor is having an incredible season. He's on the shortlist for World Player of the Year, as is John Goff. So we've got two players up for that. Carlos Augusto is shortlisted for the Golden Boy and is it World Under-21 Player of the Year? So we could potentially have the best player in the world and the best young player in the world once those awards are done, which I'm going to assume Thor probably gets it ahead of Goff, certainly based on his form this season. And Augusto, I mean, he was 18 and made his Brazil debut. He's scored a couple of Premier League goals now. He's not bursting, but starting to force his way through into this team. a team that's got Mira and Goff and Thor in it, that means he's quite a good young player. Mira, has it gone down as a goal for him or an own goal? It's gone down as a goal for Mira. I'm not really sure how, because it looked like it was the Arsenal player who turned that into the back of there. But let's have a little look. It's Goff with the in-swinging corner, nodded down by Thor. Mira gets a touch there. Oh, okay, the defender clears the ball into Mira's shins. He'll absolutely be taking that. It's his goal. He doesn't need to claim it. It was absolutely his goal, but it puts us 1-0 up in our big rivals match. And do you call it a derby when you're not nearby? I don't really know how these non-geographical rivals matches work. We don't really have any at Posh. I guess the closest one would be in Milton Keynes, but they're still quite close geographically. More often than not, they're the closest geographical team to us in the division we're in, because Cambridge and Northampton just are useless and keep letting the side down and getting relegated. So yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't understand how competitive rivalries work. What do you call it when, I don't know, what's it, Manchester United and Arsenal? Last time I was into the Premier League, that was a big rivalry. Do you call that a derby? You don't, do you? What do you call it? There must be a name for it. Rivals clash sounds like something off of a American news desk, so I don't like that either. I need a better name for it. Right, don't get complacent out there. But Arsenal are our rivals. That's the important thing. They're the team that we love to hate here at home. Boo, Arsenal, boo. Ironically, Arsenal are also the team that I'm managing on Twitch at the moment. So I'm my own worst enemy. Literally my own worst enemy. Right, Aleph now with the throw. Finds Drame. Back to Aleph for the cross. Goff's in the middle there, and it goes just over from the header from Goff. And we go again with another corner. Maya this time with an outswinger finding Goff, but it goes just wide. As it stands right now, we're 11 points clear at the top of the Premier League, and it's not even the halfway point of the season yet. Former homeboy Jimenez there taking the corner, but it doesn't amount to anything. And Juranovic plays it forward to Zupancic. It looks like we're trying to build something from deep here. Mira plays it forward to Thor. Goff presumably is the man playing as the de facto centre forward right now, with those two dropping so deep and wide. In fact, Thor's made it back into his position. There's Mira again to Thor. Thor spins his man and the shot goes just over. We are absolutely destroying Arsenal here today. We should be more than 1-0 up, dominating them for possession, dominating them for shots. Again, we're doing our thing that we do where we're having quite a lot of our shots from range, so that's probably why we're not being as effective as we could be. In fact, shall I blow everybody's mind and turn on work ball into the box? Kev just did an instruction change in the middle of a match. I know. Not seen that before, have you? Why isn't Mendes on the bench? What is this nonsense? Right, well, we'll do another change. This is another change that we've done fairly often recently, where we go to the 4-2-4. It seems to work a little bit better. Now we've got a better quality midfield. So if we put Mira to complete forward, Augusto to advance forward, and when we've got Mira, Augusto, Thor and Ben Young all at the club, I think we are going to reach a point where we have to play two strikers, especially with Costa injured at the moment and approaching that age where he's going to become less effective. Drame and Mendes still aren't looking like 4-star players. They're getting there, but they need more time. 4-2-4 probably fits this bunch of players better than 4-2-3-1 if you take Costa out of the equation. Cirillo grabbing a goal for himself there. You could argue as well, especially with Goff having a preference for playing in midfield rather than on the wing, 4-4-2. Are we really going to end up playing a 4-4-2 in this series when I've been so against 4-4-2 for so long? Lee makes it 3-0. Our captain, with Candemill not available or not in the team, he's our vice captain. He really, at some point, I think we have to give Lee the captaincy. He's the only man, I think, who could potentially break Simic Powell's all-time appearance record for the club before the series ends. In fact, how close is he to doing that? I think Simic Powell played about 400 games for us, whereas, I mean, even Lee's only played 260-odd league games. So I think even that's probably a tall order before the series ends. But he's certainly the closest one. Cristiano can come off for Bogarski for the last couple of minutes. In fact, we need to swap those two over. Bogarski as a playmaker isn't really a thing that works. He can't really do any of that. It even says that his lack of flair on his little team report, his one weakness is his lack of flair will make him less effective against better opposition. But that's not what he's there to do. As a box-to-box midfielder, he runs around a lot, does a lot of tackling, uses his pace and directness, and offers us something different in that midfield to what we've had throughout this whole save. Really, it feels like, those of you who watched Non-League to Legend as well, he feels like our Ats. I think we finally got our Ats in the shape of the man whose name I haven't been able to say during the 4 years he's been at the club. But I now know he's called Bogarski, and I think whether it be over the course of this season or maybe next season, he is going to become a regular starter for us as that box-to-box midfielder, and I think he's going to prove to be very, very effective at it. But that's a comfortable win against Arsenal. Hopefully we carry that form over into the game against Manchester United, and I mean, they may as well just hand us the trophy now. How have we not won the Champions League yet? We're a very good team in the Premier League. Here you go, here's something we don't normally get to see because we're normally watching the last Champions League match, but we get to see the draw for the first knockout round. So we're obviously seeded along with Barcelona, Hibs, Inter, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Man United and Roma, the unseeded teams. So I guess Hibs won their group. That's how the seedings work, isn't it? Are Hibs the big team in Scotland now? No. Weird. Celtic, Hertha, Lazio, PSG, Espanyol, Juventus, Manchester City and Tottenham, the other teams in the draw. So Tottenham face Hibs, Juventus against Real... Wow. Juventus against Real Madrid this early in the competition. Paris Saint-Germain versus Inter. Lazio, this can't be us because they were in our group against Bayern Munich. So who have we got left as potential opponents? Celtic, Hertha, Espanyol. Can we get Man City this early? I don't think we can yet. I think it's the next round we're able to get them. I could be wrong. Espanyol, this feels like us. Versus home, that'll do. Man City versus Roma. Hertha versus Man United. And then Celtic versus Barcelona. There's some big matches there. But Espanyol are currently 5th in La Liga. This should be a relatively simple formality, you would think. How are they even in this competition? Because they've finished 4th for the last couple of years. We should absolutely batter them. Batter them. Just one change for the Manchester United game then. We're going to try Mendes rather than Drame in behind Thor. We probably need to have Drame. We've got too many good players to put on the bench. There's no room on the bench for Sorelio, Hervé, Drame, Costa's injured, Sloman. I mean, Diarra. Remember Diarra? He's still awesome. I need to be able to pick like 10 substitutes. Or probably just stop picking 2 strike. I can't. We're just going to go with this. If Mendes has to come off, we go to 4-2-4 again. And we'll just keep doing it until I just start using it from the start of matches when I realise that neither Mendes or Drame are world-class players. Yeah, I'm giving them plenty of opportunity. They're just not quite... They're not Thor, they're not Mira, they're not Goff, they're not Costa. That's a level of player that I want. And I fully acknowledge all of those players are older, much more experienced, and got plenty of game time when they were younger. So I know I've got to keep giving them game time. And Mendes has just paid me back for the game time. I guess that puts him ahead of Drame in the queue to be the new main man when Costa inevitably is moved on. But it's a lovely little finish from Mendes. It's a nice move as well, but it's a very solid finish from Mendes, who, I don't know, who do we like better out of Mendes and Drame as an option as kind of our first choice backup central attacking midfielder? I think I'm leaning towards Mendes now after that goal. And now clearly the bin men are trying to weigh in. I don't actually know if you can hear that with the new microphone. I assume you probably can. It's a massive bin truck driving past going beep, 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 beep. But if you can't hear it, you can now imagine what it sounded like because of my excellent impression. Right, Mayer now down the right-hand side finds Thor. A very rare miss for Thor. He's got Young and Augusto sat on the bench ready to come on for him. If he's going to start missing chances, I don't care how many goals he's scored so far this season. I care a little bit. But in the main, I don't care how many goals he's scored this season. If he's going to start missing them, he's done. I've just talked about it. We've got other options. He's injured, so he really is done this time. Twisted knee. Yeah, let's not mess around with a twisted knee. Young, in fact, neither of them are fully fit to come on. So this is where it would be an advantage to have Cirelio on the bench. Because then I could have put Mira up front. I guess I still can and stick Young out onto the wing, which we've done plenty of times before. But a Young who's recovering from injury and is not fully match fit, I feel like I should play him in his strongest position just to be fair to him. And United have got their equaliser just before half-time. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much if we end up not winning the game, because we're still 12 points clear of Manchester United with a draw. A win just starts making things a little bit unfair before we even hit the halfway point of the season. Maya needs to do a little bit better with that headed clearance there. But it's an excellent goal, a well-taken finish. We can't really criticise too much. Just Maya, head it a bit further next time. Don't head it straight to the Manchester United shirt that's hovering in the penalty area. Right, we have been the better team here, but what I am going to do is ignore everything I just said and stick Mira up front. We've got to play our best player in his best position. With Thor not available, I think Thor and Mira are our two best players. So that's the only time I force Mira out onto the wing, when Thor's in the team, because he's even better as a striker. But I think Mira, go out there, score goals, show me you're a striker. Augusto's coming on in a minute, because it's back to last season. We're not scoring goals again. Mira's just scored a goal. What a good boy. Excellent stuff. Very similar to his goal from the last game, in that he's just kind of bobbling around. He's just scored 2 goals in this episode from a total distance of about 3 inches off the line. Definition. I mean, that is basically over the line before he makes contact with it. It was no more than a couple of inches away from the line when he scored in the last match as well. Dianzi's just come on for Manchester United, so he's a little blast from the past. Remember him? He wouldn't even get in our under-23 team now. Right, we're going to bring Bogarski on again in midfield for Cristiano. Swap those 2 over to get Bogarski into the position we like to use him in. That will do for now. I do kind of want to get Augusto onto the pitch as well, although probably the more sensible change would be to bring Flager on for Goff, because Goff looks like he's tiring a little bit. And there you go, Dianzi. Let's watch him be closed down. He was never the quickest defender we've ever had. Another of our former defenders, Ashworth, who we had with England. And there's Nick Wilson off of England. It's like, I mean, I've managed most of this Manchester United team at various points and rejected them. But they're still holding us level with 15 minutes to go, despite us dominating the match. Again, I don't know that we can necessarily criticise anyone here. It's just a very good player taking a very good goal. The one that got away, he'd be our all-time record scorer by now if we'd assigned him when we had the chance. My biggest regret. We'd have won the Champions League by now, I think, with Nick Wilson. Even though Thor and Mira are both better than him now. John Goff's progressed to being a legendary winger rather than an elite winger. When did that happen? Zupancic now. Let's show a little bit of passion in these last 10 minutes. I don't want to demand more, because a draw away against Manchester United is fine. That is sensational from Mira. The way he took the ball round Dianzi on his chest was ridiculous, and it's a good save from their keeper to deny him what really deserved a goal for the excellent control. Bogarski, that's what Bogarski does, winning the ball back before the other team have a chance to do anything with it. Mendes now tries to get the crossover. It's with Bogarski to Zupancic. We've seen Zupancic score from there. We've seen Maya score from there as well. Neither of them have their shooting boots on today, it seems. And I think that's probably it. Looking at the clock, there's 30 seconds left. We've lost Mendes now. I don't think we necessarily need to change anything. But we're now down to just one attacking midfielder. The game is screaming at me to start playing 4-2-4. It does this. It's dropping me a few subtle hints. It's now robbed me of Costa and Mendes, and Drame's not playing well. Mendes is out for a couple of weeks. Mind you, so's Thor now. So there, my opportunity to go 4-2-4 is now gone, because Thor's not going to be fit for the Brighton game on Boxing Day. But we will be back in the next episode now, probably with Espanyol. I don't see any reason to come back any sooner than that. There's not going to be any transfer business because we have no money. So unless we sell somebody, there's going to be nothing interesting happening in January, but we'll be back for the Espanyol game. Remember, that will be on Monday now. No episode in this series tomorrow, but make sure you do come back to the channel at 4 p.m. tomorrow, because it's about non-League to Legend for next year, and I know you all like that. But if you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.